Here are the few best quotes from famous people who left a great impression and knowledge for us future generation. Knowledge is power. Sir Francis Bacon. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. Knowledge is the key to unlocking the potential of the mind. Unknown. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Aristotle. Knowledge is like a candle that lights up the path of life. Unknown. Knowledge is the food of the soul. Plato. Knowledge is a treasure, but practice is the key to it. Thomas Fuller. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Stephen Hawking. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. B.B. King. Knowledge is the currency of the mind. Unknown. Knowledge is like a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. Unknown. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. Chinese proverb. Knowledge is the wing that will help you fly. Unknown. Knowledge is the bridge between dreams and reality. Unknown. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Plutarch. Knowledge is the foundation of all things. Leonardo da Vinci. Wisdom begins in wonder. Socrates. Knowledge is like a seed. It only grows when it is planted and nurtured. Unknown. To know is to know that you know nothing. That is the meaning of true knowledge. Confucius. Knowledge is the compass that guides our actions. Unknown. Learning is a lifelong journey. Unknown. Knowledge is the weapon against ignorance. Unknown. Knowledge is not power. It is potential power. Execution trumps knowledge any day. Tony Robbins. To know that we know what we know, and that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. Nicholas Copernicus. Knowledge has a beginning but no end. Gita Iyengar. Knowledge is the most valuable gift you can give to yourself. Unknown. Knowledge is the lifeblood of any civilization. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Knowledge is the only instrument of production that is not subject to diminishing returns. J.M. Clark. Knowledge without application is like a book that is never read. Christopher Crawford. Knowledge is like a treasure chest. The more you open, the more you find. Unknown. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Confucius. Knowledge, like air, is vital to life. Like air, no one should be denied it. Alan Moore. The more knowledge you have, the greater will be your fear of ignorance. Manfred von Richthofen. To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Marilyn Vos Savant. Knowledge is the currency of the mind, and it appreciates when shared. Arab proverb. A little knowledge that acts is worth infinitely more than much knowledge that is idle. Khalil Gibran. Knowledge is love and light and vision. Helen Keller. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Dr. Seuss. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Malcolm X. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Albert Einstein. The knowledge of all things is possible. Leonardo da Vinci. Wisdom is not a product of schooling but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Albert Einstein. The only source of knowledge is experience. Albert Einstein. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Anton Chekhov. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Bill S. Preston.